Hi, this is Bryce over at PlusThis, and I wanted to record a quick video to show you one of the new tools that we just put into beta called an email parser. So we want to put out this video because it's a new tool. We want people trying it, but we also want to get your feedback, and we want to build more features into this tool based on how you guys want to use it. So to get started, if you've never heard of an email parser before, what it does is it takes your emails and it'll scan an email. Let's give you an example. Let's say you're a realtor and you go and you list your properties on a bunch of different listing sites. Maybe one of them is Zillow. And now you've listed it on Zillow. Someone goes on there and they see the listing and they are interested. So they fill out the form on Zillow, and Zillow sends you one of their standard templated email notifications. That's all good. You take that notification. Then normally, if you want to be able to reach out to them on Infusionsoft or Keep, you have to go ahead and take all their name and their address and their phone number and email and write that down and copy it over into Infusionsoft, make a new contact for them, all of that stuff, and then apply a tag to say, okay, this is a good lead, let's go ahead and have the follow-up. And you just use a lot of time doing this, right? So an email parser can take that email from Zillow, it can look for the contact information you want to store, and it'll just automatically put that information into Infusionsoft for you, and it can apply tags to trigger follow-up based on it. So that is a general idea of what an email parser can do. So I want to just give you an example of one of these and show you how it's used, and then I'll talk about what are next steps if you guys have your own use cases for this and you want to work with us on making sure this works really seamlessly with whatever platforms you want to use this for. So in our example here, I have a simple email from Infusionsoft that we want to be able to parse like my first name, the email, and the phone number from this into Infusionsoft or Keep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go into the tool, and I'm just going to follow the steps they give me. So this is just they want a name, so let's just give this a demo name, demo parser. But if this was like your Zillow one, you'd say Zillow interested feedback form or whatever that notification is coming from. All right, and then we are going to define the email template. So we're going to copy this. All it needs is for me to forward that email to the new template email address. And so we're going to go ahead and take this. We're going to forward it, and we're going to put in that address I just copied. Cool. So obviously, if you want to automate this, you can just go into your like Gmail settings or your Outlook settings and just set up your automation to this new number to send it. But usually you only have to do this part once. That sets up the template that you'll see here. And then we'll give you an email or a forwarding address when we're done for the remainder of them. So let's go ahead and say, yep, we sent this. We're going to let it make the template. It says they received it. Great. Let's go next. All right. So now there's a lot of text here. Go ahead and read through that because it's really important. It kind of gives you the instructions you need, but I'm just going to skip down to the meat of it. So here's where we can pick our different elements. So let's just do one of these really quick. We'll do an email one. So we'll click here. We'll say email. If you wanted to do like phone numbers and other things, you could hover over it. It is in beta, so like this is going to change a lot. And so if you see like the templates are a little finicky, like you're seeing right now with that, just reach out to us and we'll make the templates for whatever the platform is that you're using or work with you on that so that it's not as finicky as it needs to be for certain things. But yep, so you can click on that. You can do the things. I can demonstrate one of the other features by just picking this whole block. It's basically reading this as one HTML snippet, so it's thinking it's one thing. That's the reason why it's doing that right now currently. But this is already one of the things we're working on updates for right as I speak. So let's just call this info block. And we'll say I want to get like the phone number out of that later on. So that's it. We'll just do those two for now. Click next. You can do as many as you want, but it's pretty straightforward here. So we're going to prepare the tool, how to create how to create a contact. And so we're going to use the template fields email. That's usually what you're going to want to use for creating contacts. So when I went in and I actually like parsed out these information, one of the fields I'm looking for is the email address. So that makes sense. So if Bryce Christensen filled out my Zillow form, and that was the email I just got from Bryce Christensen, we would look for my email, bryce@plusthis.com, from that little template we just did on the previous step, and that's what we'll use to create the new Bryce contact in Infusionsoft. Or if it's already existing, we can check for duplicates and all that jazz. So anyways, that's really the first step right there. Then we'll do the mapping. So we go here, we can add our field map. So I kind of actually work backwards on this one. I like to start with the email template field and go backwards from there. So this is the one for the email field, and we'll just look up email. This is what is actually in Infusionsoft or Keep. So we'll match email with email, right? Makes sense. And then here is another one that we're going to do the advanced field map for. So if you're ever using this tool and you need to get some kind of specific things out of a whole block of text, this is what's useful for that. So this is why I did that second section where it was like, it took a whole lot of different things from it. So let's take the info block here. And now it's showing me what it shows for that, right? First name, Bryce, email, bryce@plusthis.com, phone, blah, blah, blah. So I can say, let's say this is actually the phone that we want to do. So we would say only save data after the below text. So we would say phone, colon, and then only save data before the text. There's no text there, so we don't have to put anything for that. But if I was doing like first name, I would put, let's actually do that one. It's a better example here. First name, and then email is the part after that I don't want them to take. So it's only going to grab what's in the middle there, which would be Bryce. So that's perfect. All right, so that's it. We could add more field maps, but that's all we want for this. And then here's where we can do the different conditions, which is really cool. So if you're saying, like, let's say someone fills out a form and it's there's some segmentation in there. Maybe they're looking for different types of gardening advice. And so you might have, if they put in their interest was in vegetable gardening or watermelon gardening or whatever it might be, you could look for those specific words and apply tags based on that. So you could do it if it's text in the fields or not. Another example of the condition, let's remove this one, is for numbers. So if you're trying to get some kind of range and you need to do a comparison, so if it's like more than or equal to or less than a number that's in one of those fields that you're collecting, then you can trigger different automation and tagging based on that as well. The only other thing I'm going to add, just because I know some other things that are being added recently right now, we're going to have a way just to universally tag people too. So if you're using this, then you just need to get anyone that's come through this parser added to something no matter what they have in there. That'll be really easy to do here in probably just a matter of a couple days from when you're seeing this. Or it might even be there by the time you are seeing this. All right, anyway, oops, got to turn off my condition here. We're going to go ahead and save. Whoops, last thing I just need to do is put in this field that I forgot. Sorry about that. Let's say this was that first name field like we were saying. First name. All right, cool. Now I'm not skipping steps like I should. All right, so we're done there. Let's click next. And this is the last step here. You're just going to now use this as the forwarding address for any future emails with this template that you want. So if we just had set up this one for the Twilio interest email that we get whenever someone shows interest in one of our properties and they want more information, this would be the forwarding address you want to send those emails to, and that will trigger this whole thing. The only other thing, read this. This might not apply to everyone, but this is a verification mode. So it's kind of mostly explained in this paragraph down here. It's basically in those situations where you just need where like your email provider is going to ask you to verify an email address before they can do something. And so this will allow you to actually have that email address that we're given here verified. It doesn't apply to every situation, but it's there if you ever do find out you're running into that problem. So anyways, we're just discovering more things that we're kind of adding into this tool. At this time, if you have a specific use case for this, We're looking at DocuSign as an example right now, building out some stuff for that. Maybe you are a realtor and you want to use the Zillow stuff or anything else that you have. Go ahead and hit us up. Email me at bryce@plusthis.com, and you're welcome to let me know what kind of tools or connections you want this to work for. In the meantime, you're welcome to also try this out the way it is right now with those tools, and there might be a possibility it just works fine the way it is, or if it is a little janky, just let us know, and that way we can help with the template setting for those specific platforms you're trying to use this for. Otherwise, I think that's really it. So looking forward to you guys trying out our newest beta tool. This is going to be a really powerful one, and one that's just going to grow more and more over time as we connect this to as many of your systems as you guys need. So appreciate you guys trying this out, and we really appreciate any of the feedback you guys can give us. Thank you.